So I started a fintech company just because it was the right timing. I realised where I was based in London, it was it's like ground zero for fintech awesomeness in London right now. I realised that the timing is right in terms of regulatory environment. London is pretty awesome from a regulatory sense. I realised that the technology is just about matured now. We have some really cool technologies in the space of artificial intelligence and data, blockchain technologies. It's perfect timing from all those things. So the kind of planets aligned. But I also realised that there is a lot of awesome stuff happening in fintech right now, but what we're doing is kind of optimising existing banking. So what everyone's doing in the fintech space is making banking a little bit quicker, a little bit faster, a little bit cheaper, a little bit better, right? What nobody's doing is conceptually challenging what a bank is or what financial services is, or even bigger questions like what is wealth and what is money. Everyone is just kind of innovating around the peripheries of the banking system. So I saw there was a humongous opportunity for a fintech startup to take a big step back with a blank sheet of paper and actually conceptually challenge what a bank is. Consumers are reacting in quite a positive way to the new fintech wave, I guess, if you call it a wave. I think banks haven't innovated for an awful long time, so even before the financial crisis, there wasn't a lot of innovation happening in the big banks because they just didn't need to. After the financial crisis, they were more worried about their own personal survival. So you've got like almost 20 years of a vacuum of innovation, and the whole fintech space is just filling that. And what that's doing is it's optimising financial services for people. It's basically trying to drag banking up to the same level of digital expectations we have from other services online, from the likes of Google, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, that kind of thing. So I think generally from a consumer's point of view, it's generally positive. A lot of the innovations, particularly in the retail sense, are targeted at helping people through their personal budgeting, through giving them access to the credit markets, through cutting down on wealth disparity, increasing financial inclusion. It's generally a positive way for consumers. New entrants are changing the credit markets and traditional banking in a decentralised way. I guess so it used to be you'd have your big financial institution with a big bank branch and a big marble columns, and you went there and you sort of cap in hand and said, please can I have a loan and please can I have an account. Now I guess it's a much more decentralised market where you've got a lot of peer-to-peer lenders and a lot of decentralised financial services that are not necessarily putting the power back into the people, but at least empowering people to become debtors or creditors on their own terms in a slightly more creative way, and giving people much more creative ways to invest in other people and much more sources of credit rather than just going to your traditional bank manager. So if you're in a banking environment old and new today, the one thing you should focus on in the next couple of years is the UX experience. It's the customer front end. Because what's happening, because banking is traditionally a transactional marketplace, a lot of those transactions have a massive risk to move to more chatbots and other social media interfaces. So there's a high chance in the next 5 years or so, if you want to make a payment or purchase something or do a transfer, you'll do that through Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp or some other chatbot app. You won't go into your banking app and load it up and make that transfer. So what banks are risking, or an opportunity for them, is to transfer the customer interface onto different channels, and the ones that succeed are the ones who are going to embrace these new channels and totally dominate them. The ones that fail are the ones who are going to say, no, look, we've built a beautiful app and that's what customers are going to use, and yeah, we need to invest in that. I think they need to realise that it's taken them 5 years to get a really cool app in the App Store, just in time for these apps to become almost redundant.